Funnels allows you to run and operate your business 24/7 to this theme that I teach everybody. There's no other way to work more. To work less and make more than with a funnel. So I tell everybody, fire yourself, hire your funnel, let the funnel do the work.
That's bars. Look, man, it's the boy Pushmanmitch, and we live and direct from that No Fluff podcast. We about to get real spicy real quick. Y'all know we gonna get to the nitty, the gritty. When somebody get kind of iffy with their question, start beatboxing, we gonna be like, this ain't no remix. Tell me the answer. You know what it is. No fluff means no unnecessary BS, no unnecessary bullshit. Y'all know what that means. We're going to come and give y'all the real raw deal. We're going to show you how to get to this financial literacy, get your credit up, get your money together, and how to get your relationships up. But on this episode, I got my brother, my friend-tor, my mentor, a.k.a. the GOAT of funnels, the one who knows everything from A to Z on how to teach you how to monetize your online business. Man, I got my brother, Marcus Rosier. Bro.
My guy.
We in here. We finally in here, dog.
It's a long time coming, man. I religiously watch your IG lives and said, man, he need a podcast. So man, this a long time coming.
Yeah, bro. I think it was that was the only next step for me because I literally, we've been doing the podcast for a long time. You do it too.
Yeah.
Man, I remember you told me that you speak publicly, or no, you speak like to a camera with no audience, with no engagement for an hour.
Yeah.
That's what you call a gift. So some people don't know. So for those who don't know who Marcus Rosier is, this dude, like for me, where I learned how to speak publicly was from him.
Wow.
I literally just watched him, and I'm like, yo, this dude literally can speak about anything, bro. He can sell salt to a slug, and he make it so poetic. So I'm like, yo, I got to learn from this guy. So I used to just watch him. I just watched him afar. I'm like, look at all these metaphors. You know you got one of my favorite metaphors, the analogy. I know you told me you made it up.
That's how you going to do no flow.
He told me one of the best stories ever, and this is an analogy about putting more in, sacrificing more to get what you really want.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to tell a story?
You talking about the bathroom joint?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, the bathroom story, man. You know what's crazy? You invited me last minute to the mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was giving game like crazy all day, teaching people literally how to get to the bag. And I was trying to figure out, how do you explain to a group of people how you go all in with something? So I made up a story. The story's told about a man who's in the bathroom on his cell phone. Mm-hmm. He's talking on the phone. He pulls his wallet out, and he accidentally, when he pulls his wallet out, he ends up dropping $1 into the toilet bowl, right? And it's a person beside him in the urinal that looks over, violates rule number 1. You don't look at another man's urinal.
Fact. Never.
Right. Violates it and says, man, I know you're not going to stick your hands in there for $1. So the man takes his credit cards, he takes all his cash, he takes his keys, and he throws them in the urinal with the $1.
Mm-hmm.
The dude to the right who's violating the rule looking says, now, you idiot, why would you throw everything in there? And the guy responds, I know you didn't think I would stick my hand in there for $1. It's a metaphor for how you force yourself to go all in and get your hands dirty.
Exactly.
Right? Like the idea of you wouldn't. If you don't have enough invested, you'll walk away.
That's a fact. And a lot of people don't understand it. So that story stuck out to me because it reminds me of me when I was like becoming an entrepreneur. And like I never wanted to go back to a job. I was working at the jail, right?
Wow.
So I'm a CO. I'm a correction officer. If you don't know about the CO life, oh my God. Mental wear and tear, crazy. But like, so me, I decided when I quit, I didn't have no plan.
Yeah.
I just knew that I was repairing my credit before I left. I knew that I was going to never have a boss again, but I ain't have no plan. I seen a Steve Harvey commercial. Yo, if you hate your job, then just quit. If you don't never jump, you don't know if you're going to fly. So long story short, I decided to just go all in with what I had. So I took my pension from the jail. I got penalized 20% taxes. If you don't know, in certain jobs, like when you ain't worked there for a certain amount of time, then, they penalize you like 20% off of your money that you actually earned.
Yeah.
And you threw into your pension plan, and then you try to take it out. They're like, nah, I'm going to take 20% of that. But either way, so I took all of the money that I could. So I had 2 pensions for him. So we had one for, I think it was called Nova, and we had one for like GB. So 2 different pensions. So I left with about like 15, 20,000, right, when I'm leaving the jail.
Yeah.
This all my money. And then I got like maybe like 3 or 4,000 saved up in my bank account. So I'm just regular. And then I'm like, I'm gonna just drop Uber until I make it make sense. So I just jumped, but I went all in.
Yeah.
I knew I could have left it in the pension and let it build up and add more money to it, and then have that as a safety net. But I said I'm gonna take all that out and invest into whatever I'm gonna do, into myself.
Yeah.
So I started literally going all in, and then when I realized I needed that for the motivation, like if I lose all this, I don't have nothing. So when every time you said that story, I was like, that is the realest thing I ever wrote.
Yeah.
But nah, bro, that's what I respect about you though, because you do have a lot of creative metaphors, and I thought that was a true story. And then he told me, he gonna tell me like, yo, I made that story up. That's crazy. But it's such a good analogy, and we relate to those better. So it's just a gift that you got. So I always want to highlight that. So whenever I see you at events or whenever you speak, and I tell everybody, yo, Marcus about to go up there. We got to go watch him. Yeah. Like, and a lot of people, I know you hate getting up early, but a lot of people love when you come to events and you pop the event off.
Man, it's the worst.
And you pop the event off. You introduce the events because you're good at it. Like, you good at mindset, and you good at hyping people up. And a lot of people don't have the skill you have. So I teach a lot of people these two things. Like when they want to become a successful entrepreneur, right? First thing you got to do is hang around OQP, only quality people. And then also you want to develop your communication skills. Now I got that from Les Brown. Right, you know who Les Brown is?
Yo,
I got it from Les Brown, and I always make sure to mimic that and tell people that when they get in my mentorship programs, like, you got to learn how to communicate well. People who communicate well are the ones who get the most invitations to things.
So true.
I feel comfortable bringing you with me because I know you can communicate well and handle yourself in any room.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable inviting you to an event to speak. I feel comfortable throwing you alley-oop. Like, if I got a referral, like, oh yeah, Marcus will take care of it because he communicates every idea that he has well. So I'm always comfortable with that. So that's one of my favorite things, to make sure people understand how important that is. So you got to be able to watch people like yourself and to learn. Yeah. Because we don't all got it figured out. Me in particular, I never spoke in front of cameras.
Really?
I never public speaking, live. So now, I do lives all day, every day. But I never was from that. I never did that much. And I just literally just tried to figure a way to get better at it. So that's where the lives came from. I was like, I'm not good at speaking publicly. So let me go ahead and find a way to trick myself into getting good at it in front of people.
But it's not,
And it's crazy because now when I speak on stage, it's the same. Like I'm used to speaking in front of people and seeing, having different comments and different type of, personalities responding to what I'm saying. So now when I'm on stage and I'm looking at the different faces, making faces of what I'm saying, stuff, I'm like, it don't change my thought process and how I speak. Yeah. So it's just easy for me. So how did you get good at speaking publicly, bro?
Man, it's a long journey, right? So I took it very serious. Mm-hmm. Some people don't take speaking, communicating serious. I realized no matter what it is that you're selling, marketing, branding, you're gonna have to be a good communicator. So here's what I tell people: clear communication. And I don't want to be generic. This is no fluff podcast, right? For sure. I'll start with a statement. Clear communication comes from a clear mind, and an unclear mind always rambles. So whenever you find somebody that have to talk a lot to say something, they really don't know what they're talking about.
Wow.
If you ever realize, whether you go into the more expensive an item is, the less items they have available to you. Going Lambo, going Ferrari, going Gucci, going Louis, it's less items. Going Burlington, it's so much stuff you can't even pay attention to it.
Right. Facts.
So when you find someone who has something valuable to say, they say less, but it's precise, it's clear, it's one path. Because the human brain can't go in multiple directions. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I learned is to sit and get clear on what is the outcome I want for the person. I learned that the human brain is like your mouth. You like ice cream, you like steak, but you don't want them together.
Facts.
So if you put fluff with the substance of your message, you don't give them together.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
So I learned how to speak, man, by really every day. I took it very serious. The first time I spoke, I was horrible, and I think that's how it is, man. It felt good, but I knew I was bad, right? Something that you know that you love doing, but you're not very good at.
Right.
So I was like, how do I speed up this process of getting better? The only thing me and the audience agreed on, I felt like I was terrible, and they felt the same. Right? That was what we agreed on.
Crazy.
So I'm like, how do I get better at something I love doing? Man, I used to get index cards, bro. And this is the first time I've ever told this.
Wow.
I used to get index cards and would write one word on it. And I would put a timer on it, and I would practice making up speeches and organizing it in my mind without saying uhs. If you listen to me, I don't have any redundancies. Facts. So you don't keep hearing me fill in those gap fillers, say know what I'm saying? There's no redundancies because every word has to have substance.
Ooh,
so I would rather be quiet and do a pregnant pause. So that took practice. So I would just take a card, and if I wrote the word fluff, I need to organize it in my head. 3 things, 2 things, timer up. Then I used to mute the TV for the news and pretend as if I was the one being interviewed. Right? I used to just practice all these things every day to get better at it, and then I created a formula that I call the STORM method. When people started inviting me to speak, I was like, how do I make sure I never have a bad speech? Because it took off. I went from 2015, no speaking, well, 1 or 2 speaking gigs, to 2016, 33 countries. Dang. Speaking like crazy, over 200 speaking gigs, right? And then it's that idea of like, how do I get better faster? I created something called the STORM method. If you got a process, you can never fail. 1 + 1 always equal 2.
Absolutely.
So I was like, if you told me, hey man, come talk about funnels, that's too broad. Because there's lead funnels, there's application funnels, high ticket funnels, course funnels, list funnels. I mean, it's hundreds. So it's this thing called the STORM method I created. The S is for subject. The subject might be funnels, but what's the topic? I need a topic or a target within that. If you say relationships, what kind? Are we talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, hit it and quit it, friends with benefits, homeboys? So the subject's too broad to be effective. So I would say, I'm going to take a subject, and out of that subject, I need a target to focus my mind so I can make the audience focus.
Exactly.
From the target, I move to the outcome. What do I want from the speech? This is where I get to choose. And then my research of what I've read, what I've learned, and I qualify it by its relevance. That's the R of it. And then in every speech, I create what we call the moment. You remember the moment from that speech, which was a story. Right. Now you can never have a bad speech, because even if people didn't hear everything, they could walk away with the moment. They could walk away with the outcome. They could walk away with this targeted thing I talked about. And that changed the game for me, man. Just
big bars.
Yeah, that changed the game.
Crazy. And look, people don't understand that. Like, so I always talk about how I monetize my life, right? Everything I do. So when I'm talking somewhere, I monetize that. When I'm wearing certain clothes, I monetize that. I mean, I get affiliates, right? Yeah. So everything I do, where I live, what I drive, it's all monetized. Yeah. So this is free. Me and you talked about the studio being a write-off. Yeah. It's just a reality. So the same thing is with when we speak. Yeah. We should get paid to speak. So you've been in how many countries?
Now, I'm like right at 50.
50 countries. Yeah. That's crazy. A lot of people haven't even been outside the United States. Yeah. You've been in 50 countries and you've been speaking. Yeah. Right. So let's talk about, the money part. You get paid to speak, right? Yeah, yeah. How is somebody, like, if I wanted to get paid to speak and I said, damn, I know I can speak really well. I follow Marcus Rosier. He told me how to make the moment. Everybody remember the moment. I'm never saying I'm never saying I'm really getting really beastie with this talking game. Yeah. And I want to see if I can really make a lot of money with it. Yeah. What's some they can start with?
Man, 2 sides. Since it's No Fluff podcast, the truth be told, in the earlier years, I feel like I lost millions, right? Ooh. Because I was getting a speaker fee, but I didn't have the back end to get all the other money from coaching and affiliates and all the stuff I know now, right? I was running my business by funnels, but I wasn't teaching people. And I think about, imagine speaking in front of 5,000 people who all have businesses, right? And I got on the stage because I knew how to build a funnel for myself, but I wasn't teaching people the secret sauce. I had less than 1,000 followers, right, and had a book that sold 1,000 copies in the first 30 days with a funnel. Wow. The secret sauce was, I've always, from the infancy of my business, I learned funnels in 2014. Book came out in 2015, right? So I would tell anybody, you're playing a dangerous game when you're speaking, because how real can I keep it?
Keep it super real, bro.
Man,
Fluffington in here. Let me pull this light out.
If you allow somebody to feed you, you allow them to starve you. So I felt like speaking is like turning a trick. The only way that I get to entertain, get in front of your audience, you pay me and say, come up here and turn a trick. I come when you tell me to come. I speak when you tell me to speak, but I want money all the time. Right. So I made money from speaking. My fees ranged at the time anywhere from $2,500 to like $10K. So I did really good, did well over 6-figure speaking. But imagine how much I lost not having a course, not having a high ticket program, mentorship, things of that nature. What I had was the ability to partner with an organization, and I would do consulting. So all my businesses, I'm speaking, then I come into your business and do a 360 review, teaching you from top management to lower management how to get everybody on the same page. And I'm coming in doing workshops over every quarter. Wow. I'm in your city for 3 days, included in that price. It ain't even worth it. Right. I remember somebody paying me $10,000 and I had to come speak plus come and do them workshops. When I look back, I'm like, so I tell people now, I speak for free.
I was talking
Like,
about that too.
oh my
Let's
God.
talk about that. I think it's just the question is always how many people gonna be there. That's what I always ask.
Yeah.
People ask me to speak all the time. Me in particular, I like to make sure it's aligned with me.
Yeah.
Like so now, I used to just take whatever conference, right? Because we starting off. I'm new to this,
Yeah.
right? As far as public speaking, so people would just be like, yeah, come. I pay to speak, whatever. Come through and do this at this conference, or come here to this mastermind, or oh, come over here to this workshop, or come to this networking event and speak. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. But all of those aren't aligned with what I believe in because it's a lot of what? Fluff.
Yeah.
So you'll have people who literally will make people pay any amount of money to come somewhere. And now they'll have me use my likeness to tell everybody to come.
Bro.
And
they
then
monetizing off of you.
Yeah, they monetizing off of me. They paying me a little bit. And then also I'm bringing my people there to get sold on something else. And then everybody who else is there to speak, nobody's giving true game.
Yeah.
They like literally giving stuff like, oh, I make this amount of money. I do these things. I had this type of house.
Yeah.
But okay, how did you get it? And then when they ask directly, well, how do I get that? How do I get those things? Everybody's like, oh, well, you just got to work hard, So me, at the end of the day, I started to understand the power of, outside of, me not trying to engage in every event, I wanted to capitalize when I did go there. So I had to have what you was talking about, the back end.
Yeah.
So people don't understand the power of that. We're going to break that down in depth.
Oh, man.
Because we got to get these people some money. We got to give them some money. So at the end of the day, the back end is important. So it doesn't matter if it's a course. It doesn't matter if it's coaching. It doesn't matter if it's a physical book, an ebook. This product is merch. So what I understood was that me going out and speaking in an event and having a merch right there, going and get you a vendor's table, is powerful. Because if I give them enough jewels, they're going to want to support me, and they're going to leave straight off the stage and go to my vendor's table and buy all my shirts.
Yeah.
1, 2, if I have my digital products, if they like what I heard, because look, we know that me speaking for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, can they get 7 years or 8 years worth of my game in that amount of time? No, but they can get enough to be like, they can have what you was just talking about. They can remember that moment. And they can literally be like, yo, he said, man, it's something, I got to get the rest of that part. I got to get the rest of that moment. I got to get more information. So good. I got a social media on the back end. I got Facebook, Instagram, website. They can go find me and get more of what they liked.
Yeah.
So me not having that is like what you're talking about. You losing money by not having products, not having things that they can purchase, because we're valuable. We have valuable information. We have intellectual property. So at the end of the day, I was telling people we can literally monetize what we eat. We got certain diets. The way we go to sleep, we sleep better than others because we practice this type of thing every day that help us be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And you can literally make an ebook, a 5-step ebook to sleeping better and monetize that. Yeah. And people literally think it's rocket science to making a lot of money. $47 digitally after I walk off a stage and from everybody in the arena every time I speak is a lot different than me going on Instagram and posting, buy my $47 book.
Yeah.
And then, funnel, so people don't know what a funnel is, so they don't understand how that $47 can turn into $2,000, can turn into $1,500 or $15,000 just by having the right funnel. So when people hear the word funnel, they kind of know what it is, but they have no idea what it is. Yeah. So I want you to break down what a funnel is.
Simplify it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give two things. I'm going to give them the game with the speaking piece and then go right into the funnel. From the speaking point of view, like the way that you negotiate, here's the detailed game instead of this broad view. If you want to know if somebody's fluffing you and ask you to come speak, here's the strategy I would do. I would make them give me what I call a room guarantee. Mm-hmm. So if they say, how many people are you expecting? They can say 50, 100, whatever the case may be. How many people do you believe within that audience would buy my product, my service, etc.? So the way I used to set it up is, a room guarantee, if you don't have this many people, you as the conference host will buy this many books from me. Mm. So let's say you told me it's 50 people there and I get there and it's 20, you're going to buy 30 books.
Ooh, that's a bar.
It's a room guarantee.
That's a bar.
Right? You'll buy 30 books from me at whatever and I'll discount if it was $20 at $15. Now, even if I'm not going to hold to that, based on your response, I know if you're lying to me. Mm-hmm. If I know I'm going to have 50 people there, and you invite me because you know I add value. So I would do a room guarantee from that standpoint. I would incentivize the conference host and tell them that they have to mention my product, my service from the stage multiple times throughout the day. So if you're having me at 8 a.m., I'm done by the time certain people come. If they come in at 12, you need to mention or either bring me back up for an interview or mention my session earlier that day. I have to have a vendor table, and can you provide someone to work my vendor table? Because I'm not sitting there all day. Right?
Very
so
smooth.
you can negotiate from your end. If you're asking me, you're charging people a ticket price and using my valuable content to add to the value of the conference, there has to be buy-in from you. What you willing to give me? So it's room guarantees, a vendor table with someone to work it, mentioning my product or service, and the marketing that goes out as people are signing up. I'll give you an affiliate and incentivize you to sell my book. And I need the email list.
Ooh.
Right? So long before, bro, when I started, it was freeconferencecall.com. It was no IG Live, Facebook Live. I used freeconferencecall.com, Craigslist, and Periscope.
Wow.
Right? So from that, I used to do something called text digits. It was through lead pages where they would text the word, this, and this. And while speaking, I would intentionally go past slides. Now, I'm not a slide guy. It's all in my head, but I'll put it up there. And imagine if I'm breaking down the STAR method. And I say, M is for, I'm not going to go into that, but if you guys want this slides to break this down in detail, matter of fact, let me do this really quick. Text, I got the whole room on my list.
Exactly.
Now, I'm going to funnel you to death. I'm going to sell you on some of everything. So 1 gig, I could nurture for 6 months and now turn that into sales. 2 gigs, 3 gigs, and that's how we grew it. I ain't have a following. So that's some strategy that people can use for speaking. Be intentional about that. Now to the funnel piece, very clear. What is a funnel? This is my camera right here.
Exactly.
A funnel let me word it in a very simple way. A funnel is the marketing and sales process that you or someone you hire you use to take someone from being a complete stranger to buying, loving, and liking. Now that sounds generic. Let's go deeper. A funnel is just an automated way online that is the natural progression of how a relationship works. So if you met a girl, you met a friend, you met a homeboy, imagine when we met playing basketball.
Right.
So let's use me and Mitch to explain a funnel. You were a stranger, I was a stranger. So the first 2 steps of us being strangers is for us to go to awareness, we know each other exists, to curiosity, what do you do? I want to learn more about you. That's the first part of a funnel. The part of that, this could be TikTok, this could be Reels, this could be IG Live, this could be you speaking on stage. The room went from being a stranger to being curious of you. That's the top of a funnel.
Right.
Now, what's the natural progression of a relationship? Once I go from being a stranger, I want to capture your information to stay in touch. Yo, bro, what's your phone number? What's your name? This is where you tell somebody, click the link in my bio. Because you're looking to capture them. Now, if I capture your information, but I don't follow up with you, the relationship dies. This is where an automated follow-up of text messaging, email comes in place. See, it's just natural progression of relationship.
True.
But it's done in an automated way.
Right.
So I went from not knowing you exist, come on, even if you come on, fellas, you holler at a chick in the mall. She was a stranger, you like, hey, shout it with the black pants. Shout it with the black pants, with the black shoes, with the black.
Just run on that.
You yell the whole thing out. Hey, with the weave. I mean, okay, it's your real hair.
That's what they do too.
Right? So she went from being a stranger to turning around, and now curiosity happens based on conversation. We call it copy. Right? The words that you write, the caption that you write. Now you got to capture their information. So that's the second step. You move from that to what I call the dating process of that intentional automated follow-up. Now, if I'm dating you, at a certain point, the only way to date you is to invite you to do something. Do you want to go here, do that? Right? If not, they capping if you just keep texting and you don't never set up nothing.
True.
So if you got a business and you just keep emailing or going on Instagram Live or posting, but you don't never invite them nowhere, the dating process can't happen until they commit or give you something. We call it a micro commitment. Give me time, give me money, give me attention, give me interest. Now, what happens after the dating process in a relationship? Proposal. Propose them to buy something. Now, the proposal could be a low commitment, $37, $47, $97, or a high commitment, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Now, here go the problem with people, Mitch, and tell me if it's making sense. People will jump on social media and send all their traffic from you being a stranger. Run an ad, they see you for the first time, and send them straight to a sales page.
Right.
You're missing the capture. You're missing the dating. Imagine meeting a stranger and asking them to marry you right away. They say, get away, you creep.
Exactly.
But people meet strangers online and send them to a sales page. That's why funnel's important.
Exactly.
So you got the proposal, and the last phase is the marriage. That's where people continue to buy from you at every stage of your journey. Like right now, you got so much credibility in the space. Anything you put out, someone will trust and buy. That's client marriage.
True.
That's what you ultimately want. So A funnel in its clearest way, it does several things. It's like hiring a virtual assistant that works 24/7, 365. Don't take breaks, don't play on their phone for less than $100. I can now say, send Mitch a message every day. If he don't open my email, send him an email to ask him why didn't he open it. Send Mitch a message and tell him to click on something. If he don't click, send him another message. There's nothing else you can do in that way. Now, in what's known as segmentation, you can say anyone who's opened my emails in the last 7 days, send this. If they haven't, send this. So you can say only the people that open my emails get a back-end invitation to watch live filming of the No Fluff podcast.
Right.
Funnels allows you to run and operate your business 24/7 to this theme that I teach everybody. There's no other way to work more. To work less and make more than with a funnel. So I tell everybody, fire yourself, hire your funnel, let the funnel do the work.
That's bars. He just broke it down. So a lot of people hear funnel, right? And Marcus is the best I ever seen at breaking down what a funnel is and why you need one.
Yeah.
So people literally hear a funnel and they know that they need a funnel, but they don't know why they need it. They don't know what it does.
Markets.
He broke it all the way down. So an example of a good funnel, guys, I'm going to give it to y'all the best way I can kind of put it. So what we do is we run advertisements normally to something to get them their awareness, right? Yeah. So we get their awareness we can use social proof, we can use information. Either way, we want to pique your interest. We're going to talk to you, we're going to scream loud, we're going to do anything to get your attention, and then we're going to give you information that you might need. We normally use pain points, right? Yeah. Pain points is, yo, I know your credit is messed up. We're going to hit you with that. Yeah, I know your credit messed up, but that's not a big deal. We're going to hit you with the pain points. Your credit messed up, your car keep breaking down, you don't have no new way to get income. But guess what? We got a solution for that because we do this. Now we got your interest because we play with your pain points, and then we hit you with a remedy.
Powerful.
That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal whatever your pain points is. So then you hit them with the information on what I can provide to help you with that. So I'm going to give them the info. I'm going to say, look, I can show you how to go from this credit score to this credit score by doing this one method. If you want to learn more about it, I got a free webinar. We normally send you into a free webinar.
That's the proposal.
Yeah, the proposal. So we send you into a free webinar, but even though that webinar, you're going to go to a page where you're going to be able to see testimonials, where you're going to be able to see more information, other people that are like you, who are in a similar situation as you, and you're going to literally have it to where they can kind of see other people who've been in their situation and came out of it.
Yeah.
That's all that people want to see. It's social proof, it's actual testimonials of people who like you, and then you're going to go to this webinar and get more information for free.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to lead you into another place because we had to take your information for you to get to the webinar. So all of the things that he said are actual structural things that you can do. And people don't really get it until they do it, and then they understand that this can be set up once and used over and over again. Yeah. And it can be manipulated as you see fit. So the cool thing that I like about funnels is that once I get a good funnel, I can reverse the funnel for other products. So let's just say if I had something that I sell everybody for $1. So this is my new way to get them into the funnel.
I saw that and love it too.
I get you in something for $1. It can be something simple as 5 simple breathing exercises you can do to not get COVID. You know what I mean? I can sell that as a product for $1 just to get you in the game. And then guess what? As soon as you go buy that product, what does everybody want to get after they buy a product? Where do they want to get to? They want to get to their confirmation. They want to receive their product. But what will happen if I don't show you that confirmation? I'm going to show you something else that you can also purchase for a short amount of time. I can put a clock on it. Yeah. You got 30 seconds. You got 60 seconds to tap into this special offer. I know you want to work on your breathing exercises, but what about if I showed you a way you can work out and within 90 days you'll be able to have six-pack, pecs, everything. But the breathing exercise go along with the exercises. But this only for the real executors, the ones who really want to get busy. What if I told you you can get that right now for $47?
Yeah.
Then you buy that for $47. Then you be like, wait. Me and Lex Luger used to work out. Y'all know who Lex Luger is? Me and Arnold Schwarzenegger used to work out together. And guess what? Y'all know how pumped he was? That's how pumped I am.
Yeah.
So guess what? If y'all really want to get this pump, y'all want to get the advanced version of it to where you can do this in a certain period of time. And I can show you from start to finish what to eat, what to do, where to run. You know what I mean? And look, all you got to do is give me $300. It's going to give you my course. It's going to show you all the way outline for 9 weeks. That's what a funnel looks like in real time. So what he just verbalized is what I just put into a package that where you can understand. And then the key is to show them these offers, a couple of them, before they get to the thank you page. And the cool thing about it is once you get to that thank you page, you're going to receive all the items. It's going to be one checkout. And then the person who's selling the items, they have the increased amount of transactions they have in that one checkout.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, to be able to take $1 product and get all the way to $600.
100%.
And guess the cool thing about it is once you set it up once, you don't have to do it twice.
Ever.
And you can reverse that. So we can start with the course and then go backwards and go back down to the ebook and go back down to the $1 product. And you can do a couple of different things. So that's what we like to break down. And Marcus is an extraordinary person because he doesn't only do it for himself, but he teaches other people how to do it, which is the dope thing. Clearly, he can verbalize it, so he can clearly show you how to do it himself. He has, you got like 3 different offers, right? You help people out with, like, look, if you want to do it yourself, go ahead.
Yeah.
Or you hit them with that, if you want me to do it with you, I got you.
Yeah.
Or you hit them with that, look, we'll do it completely for you.
Yeah.
And that's the dopest thing that people don't understand that big businesses always do. Big businesses always have multiple tiers of offers.
100%.
Even when you go to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, they got the small, they got the medium, they got the large.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? You go to Delta, they got economy, they got
Basic
Plus,
yeah.
And then they got first class.
Yeah.
Same thing goes with everything. Even when you get credit cards, they got the intermediate, you got the beginner, and then you got the expert credit card. So one would beg to argue that if you're not doing that in your business, you're not trying to move like the big dogs move, because that's what everybody does in every big industry.
Yeah.
So why would we just offer one service? It doesn't make sense.
If we're smart, we pay attention. That's all I do, and I pay attention to businesses and start including certain aspects of it, not into what I'm selling, but my sales strategy. I look at big businesses and I include what they do in my sales process. So let's use when you go to buy a home. Mm-hmm. You go to buy a home, if you're buying a $100,000, $200,000 house, you don't have to have a pre-approval for someone to show you the home. But if you're buying $1 million home, which is high ticket, they're not showing you that house until you show pre-approval of funds.
Right.
Now, from our end, we sell high ticket. Why? Because a person pays us once, they can get paid forever. We create the product you're going to sell.
Right.
So we create the course. We create the ebook. We create the sales process, the marketing, social. Bro, we give you the webinar. We even teach you how to launch it and the messaging and the social media strategy. So in essence, we're building a business in a box with you. That's worth high ticket, right?
Got you.
So what our process is, we do a pre-approval. You can't click a button and buy from us. You apply. This is what you would do, and then based on what you apply for with the bank, they let you know how much house you can afford. And our process, a person get one of my coaches, and then one of my enrollment team looks over, and we let you know. You don't get to just choose. Oh, I want the done with you. We listen to what you currently are doing, what you have, and then we let you know and extend an offer of this is what you qualify for. Now, where do I get that process from? The home buying process. Every business owner should really look at different processes and be able to see, because you're in the car game, you're not going to Ferrari and just buying whatever car you want. You have to get on a list, and then you can't get access to this car until you buy this car. I stole that. You can't be a part of my mentorship unless you've worked with me at Done With You or Higher. That's so I look at different businesses. If you look at McDonald's, back in the day, bro, we old enough to remember, used to be able to go and get wings and get unlimited ranch for free. Used to be able to go to McDonald's and get 20-piece nugget and say, let me get 7 sauce. Right. They start charging you for the sauce. That's what a funnel does, right?
Exactly.
It's how do I take the same number of customers and double my income? So if I'm only seeing 10 customers, you take what's known as product attachments or order bumps and include it. So if you're buying wings, you want sauce. So if someone's buying a course from you, what is an accompanied document they would need? If they buy the Airbnb course, wouldn't they want to buy a checklist? Wouldn't they buy a funding checklist? Wouldn't they want to buy things for credit repair? Those are the order bumps, much like rent. So I'm telling people, look at businesses. Look at what they do. Look at branding. Why? Like, if I can say this, I look at everything, man. If you're gonna be a great marketer, and that's really what I am. I'm a communicator that's packaged in the skill of marketing, right? So if I look at marketing, you call every place you go to buy coffee. You go to Starbucks, you call it my Starbucks. That's branding. So I look at that and say, how did Starbucks get you to not even call it coffee? They brought separation to themselves in the industry.
That's true.
You get a MacBook Pro, you call everything else a laptop. You call, hey, let me have my Mac.
That's fact. That's fact.
That's branding. So all I do, you have to learn to be aware of people in the buying cycle. Most of running a business is psychology. It's sales psychology. What you said, sales psychology and strategy, and the average entrepreneur, they don't have a business, they got a social media page. They don't have a strategy.
Facts.
They got a website, which don't do anything. Having a website is like having a store with no employees. You don't know who came in and who left. You got nothing to sell, nothing to overcome objections. So, bro, what you do, that's why you my man. You give everybody the game. I watched you on your live give, literally, I was like, do people realize what he teaches? Because I'm a better I'm a great listener, and I think that's what makes me a great communicator.
True.
So I'll sit most of the time in rooms, you'll know what I'm thinking. I'm quiet. Like, not completely, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But I'm listening. I'm hearing what you're saying and feeding off of it. So if I can give any advice on the podcast, it would be, man, for people, you're not going to be great at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? My mentor told me some things the best you'll ever be is average. And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the best in the world at what I do. And what I realize, if you can do something that can package decades and turn it into days, take my money. My money's no good. Facts. 10 years from now, 10 years ago, stuff used to be cheap. Every day, things are getting more expensive.
Absolutely.
So the time that it takes me to learn it on my own, to watch YouTube videos, or people say, I can Google it, I can YouTube it. You do realize a company like mine tricks the internet with SEO reports. So when you type in best restaurants, it's not the best restaurant.
Exactly.
A company like mine made you think it was. So even Google is rigged. YouTube is rigged.
Exactly.
Made the person with the most information, the most money, the most strategy win.
That's it. That's the name of the game. So, bro, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, first of all. I don't think they really can handle too much more of this, bro. I got to get you to come back on the show as well, too.
Without question.
Man, it's a dope thing. And I know you said you got a course, right, that you can give them. So we got to give somebody something on the No Fluff podcast when y'all come on. You said you're going to give them 50% off?
50%.
50% off. Yo, so listen, can you make like a coupon code, No Fluff?
Let's do that.
That'll be simple. So use the No Fluff promo code for his course. We're going to drop a link underneath the video. Y'all be able to click on it, tap into it. Of course, we're going to make sure y'all get this information about funnels, how to set up your own digital products, how to get this stuff started. He can do it for you, or you can do it yourself. Either way, you need to do something different than you did last year. That's the key.
And for your audience, man, the course is going to come with a free funnel. They don't even have to build it.
Damn.
Teach them how to build it and give them a funnel and give them 25 emails already written. Now,
I don't think y'all heard what he said. So we're going to make him say it one more time. How many emails you get?
25.
So this is going to be...
My top 25, I've tested them. These emails you're getting are my emails that made me 7 figures.
7 figures. Y'all hear what he said? He didn't say 2 figures.
Yeah.
He didn't say 3. So y'all got to understand this, man. One thing I want y'all to know is that people like this are similar to myself, where we love to give the game. Yeah. We love to teach people. We love to make impact. So I remember the last speaking event that you had, I remember you said we just did a spur of the moment, and you just did it for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so we don't even, I travel all around the U.S. right now and just do different masterminds in every city. And I do it for free, just to literally bring people together as like a group and say, look, we don't need to wait for a Pushmanmitch to come in there, work for a Marcus Rosier to come in town for us to get together and talk about being entrepreneurs, getting our credit up, and doing these different things. So I just got to say that, bro, I admire you for what you do, and you got to keep doing it. Keep coming back to the podcast. Yeah. I know you got a podcast that just popped off. What's the name of your podcast?
Monetized with Marcus podcast.
Monetized with Marcus podcast. Make sure y'all check out his podcast. Of course, I'm going to be a guest on there and give some of my game. But, you know, today's episode not really about me. It's really about y'all, and we want to give y'all all that information, no fluff. We just broke down $1 million funnel. He just said he makes 7 figures with these same emails already tested. He's going to give them to y'all for free. On top of if y'all get the course. So make sure y'all tap in. This episode is over. Make sure you share this with your mammy. If you never subscribe to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. If you comment, make sure you comment with substance. Make sure you send in some information to somebody else that might need this info. Trust me, it's going to be changing the world sometime. So like I said, we out of here, man. Marcus, bro. Thank you again, dog.
It's an honor, man.
All these whips, I feel like Mitch.